Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock. It's time for another video. And today I'm going to be talking about scary magic tricks. That's right. It's coming up to Halloween when we're putting this video up. It's about a month or two to Halloween. And you know what? I'm always busy at Halloween. There's so many people that are booking shows at Halloween. Booking a magician is a natural thing to do. For a Halloween party, whether it be a kid show, whether it be a close-up show, whether it be a stage show, an illusion show. And it's always nice to try and adapt the magic that you do to that particular theme. And there's so many spooky magic tricks out there, there really are, that I wanted to do a top 10 of the scariest magic tricks of all time. Now, these are tricks that you can do outside of Halloween, for sure. There's a lot of routines on this list that would make it that you could perform all year round, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. But with Halloween coming up, if you're looking to adapt the magic that you do to a Halloween theme and you're wanting to do something a little bit different and you want to get some magic that you could very easily incorporate into your act, because a lot of this is relatively easy, then this is definitely the list that you need to hear. So without further ado, in this week's video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 scariest magic tricks of all time, perfect for Halloween. Here we go. Okay, so in 10th place, we're going to talk about a Jamie Dawes trick. Now, in all honesty, I could make this entire list about Jamie. I'm not going to, because else it would be the Jamie Dawes list. But Jamie has released so much amazing magic that has that spooky storyteller style feel to it. All of it is incredible. He's done numerous Alakazam Academies, which are still available to stream and download, all based on Halloween style effects. And, it's incredible the amount of material this man has when it comes to Halloween and it comes to scary magic shows. And you're going to see his name appearing on the list quite a lot. But we're going to start off in 10th position by looking at Polaroid by Jamie Dawes. Now, what is Polaroid? Well, we did a Craig test on it a few weeks ago where Matt actually performed it to me. And it's a really strong trick. And just like with a lot of Jamie's tricks, there's a story attached to it. And it's a really interesting story. And you get all of the props that you need to put this story across. So you get this little newspaper article that you can read. And you get all of these old Polaroids. And it's beautiful. I'm not going to do it justice by telling you what the trick is. What you should do is you could go and watch Matt's performance. Go and just type in Polaroid, Jamie Dawes, Matt Test, Magic TV. It'll come up. And I want you to go and watch that Matt test and watch that trick. It's completely self-working. Matt is relatively new to magic and he learned it in one night and then performed it to me. But the thing that makes it so good is the story. And there's a little kicker ending at the end. Well, I say a little kicker ending. It's a huge ending that reminds me of an M. Night Shyamalan type movie. Like The Sixth Sense, where you just have this thing happen at the end which changes everything and you just didn't see it coming. Well, that's what you have with this particular trick. You have this end that you just never see coming. Just when you think you kind of have a rough idea of what's going on, it just, you have the rug pulled on from under you, and it's a very spooky, scary moment at the end when you realize exactly what's happened. Don't want to give it away. Don't want to do that. Go and look at the performance by Matt. It's called Polaroid by Jamie Dawes. You can get it from Jamie's website directly. I also think it's carried by Alakazam, but it's really great. So at 10th position, really perfect, because a lot of these tricks, if you're picking it up now, you want to be able to put it into your act for Halloween. You want to be able to have it fairly easy to learn. This is relatively easy to learn. Once you've got the story down and you've adapted it to your own personality, you're good to go. So that's 10th place, Polaroid by Jamie Dawes. Let's move on. In 9th place, we have Fright Night by Andy Nyman and Peter Nardi. Now, Fright Night is a routine that's published by Alakazam Magic, and it's Peter Nardi's reimagining of Andy Nyman's Killer Elite. Now, Killer Elite is an amazing trick if you don't know what it is, and it was one of the tricks that really kind of solidified Andy's name as being one of the top mentalists in the world. So the idea of the original Killer Elite is you show postcards of different serial killers, and you tell this story about how the serial killers are in the are in this room, and some shots are fired, and the whole idea is one of the serial killers is dead, and the spectator's able to, sorry, 3 of them are dead and 1 survived, and you're able to, the spectator's able to tell you who survived, and it's really strong, and there's no force. So Peter Nardi and Alakazam took that concept and created Fright Night, which is basically the same thing, but it's based on iconic movie kind of characters, horror movie characters. So you've got Jason Voorhees in there, you've got Leatherface, you've got who else? You've got Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. You've got all these different people, and the whole idea is that you lay these, you tell this story about you're walking home through a graveyard, and then you get attacked by all these different iconic movie monsters. And during the course of the story, the spectator decides who was the person who is the one. They all have a fight with each other. Who's the one surviving movie character? And from a method point of view, it's very, very similar, almost identical to Killer Elite. But presentationally, it's very, very different, and it fits perfectly into Halloween, because when you think about Halloween, you think about scary movies, and when you think about scary movies, your mind immediately conjures up the characters that are actually involved in this trick. So it's called Fright Night. It's again, it's completely self-working. There's no skill at all. Basically, all you have to do is just follow the instructions. Within 10 minutes, you're going to have it. It's a principle that you're going to be aware of, and then you just need to learn the routine. It's an instant reset. You put it away in your pocket, you reset, ready to go again. It packs small, it plays big, perfect for close-up, but you could even do it in a parlor show as well. It's called Fright Night. It's by Andy Nyman and Peter Nardi. It's 9th place on the list. Let's move on. Okay, so in 8th place, I'm going to talk about a very old project that you can still get. You can still get it from Penguin Magic. I believe they have the rights to it. And it's called Geek Magic by Thomas Medina. Now, I remember when I first bought Geek Magic, probably about 20 years ago now. It's a very old DVD. And I think you can get it as a download now. I think it's available as a download, as well as a physical DVD. But Geek Magic was basically Thomas Medina going into a bar and basically demonstrating some of the craziest, strangest, excuse me, of the weirdest routines that you've ever seen, like making cockroaches appear, drinking motor oil, just the weirdest stuff, like the weirdest stuff. But if you are doing any sort of Halloween performance, the geek magic that Thomas explains on this DVD, and again, it's all relatively simple stuff. It's the type of magic that you want to be doing in this sort of environment. So it's called Geek Magic. It's not a physical product. You're not going to get anything with it. It's just a tutorial, but there's live performances of every routine, and then you just go and make it up yourself. And there's like maybe 10 or 11 different routines, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on there that's just going to freak people out and make you look like a geek. And it's why it's included in this list. Like, you know, making cockroaches appear, drinking motor oil, all that sort of stuff. It's fantastic. And it'll give you a lot of ideas of how you can actually take a few bits and pieces yourself and start presenting your own magic. So there you go. It's called Geek Magic. It's by Thomas Medina. Let's move on with the next item on the list. Okay, so the next item on the list is, let me have a look. We're going to go with Thread by Wayne Houchin. Now, if you don't know what Thread is, It's the perfect Halloween trick. And I could have included a whole bunch of stuff like this, like Eye Candy, which came out recently by, was it Hanson Chen? And, you know, I remember many years ago, John Tremaine on an old Tricker Tape DVD or VHS tape, that's how long ago I'm going, with like 3 little silver balls, which he swallowed and had it come out of his eye. There's a whole bunch of different stuff like that. But the best one, in my opinion, is Thread by Wayne Houchin. So the whole idea of Thread is, and it's a Theory 11 DVD. It's still available through Theory 11. Or it's I think they've got it on Penguin Magic as well. The whole idea is that you take a piece of thread and you put it into your mouth, and you can talk about how the mouth is connected to the eye, and you pull the thread out your eye, and as you start pulling it out the eye, it starts going into the mouth, and you can see that it's kind of going back and forth between the eye and the mouth, and you pull it out all of the way. And that's basically the trick. Now, I didn't know whether to include this or not, because some people might say, well, that's not scary. That's more like graphic. It's kind of in the same vein as Blockhead and Single Needle. I was actually thinking about doing Single Needle instead of Thread by Wayne Houchin, which is like a needle swallow, but with 1 needle. It's perfect for Halloween because you take the needle, you take the thread, and then you just literally thread the needle onto the thread in your mouth. It's like the needle swallow, but perfect for close-up. And I was going through back and forth with all of these ideas, and I was like, no, it's got to be Thread, because out of everything, it may not be a horror trick, it may not be a storytelling trick, but you are going to have people revulsed when you do this. And, you know, I remember the first time I saw somebody do it, I didn't even see Wayne Houchin do it first of all. I saw somebody else do it, and I was blown away. I was like, that's disgusting. How on earth would you possibly even begin to do that? That's just insane. So it's called Thread. It's by Wayne Houchin. You can pick it up and you can learn it relatively easily. It's your next item on the list of scariest tricks of all time. Okay, so next up, we're back to Alakazam again, and we're going to be looking at Portrait by Nicholas Mavresis. Now, what is Portrait by Nicholas Mavresis? Well, in essence, it's a packet trick. And you bring out some cards, and they've all got famous paintings on them. So all these cards have got famous paintings. Excuse me. And one of these cards has actually got, It's actually got a picture of Pennywise the Clown from It on there. And you tell this whole story. It's very story-driven. You tell this whole story of Pennywise the Clown and a mirror and so on and so forth. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens. But in essence, at the end, when you look at all the other paintings, they've all turned into Pennywise the Clown. So the picture of Mona Lisa looks like Mona Lisa, but with Pennywise the Clown on it. And it's a really kicker ending that you never see coming. It's called Portrait. It's by Nicholas Mavresis and Alakazam. It's a really great trick. And as with a lot of Nicholas's stuff, there's a really great story attached to it. I was going to include the collector in this, and I didn't, because there were other tricks that I wanted to make the list, but bonus routine, go check out The Collector by Nicholas Mavresis. But I think that this is even better than The Collector. It's called Portrait, and it's by Nicholas Mavresis. Okay, sticking with Alakazam, the next routine we're going to be looking at is The Given by Jamie Dawes and Alakazam Magic. I told you Jamie would appear several times on this list. The Given by Jamie Dawes. So what it is, if you like storytelling tricks, Jamie is somebody you absolutely should pay attention to, because he has this skill, he has this ability of taking routines and just really kind of making them bigger than the sum of their parts by weaving intricate stories that just have people hanging off your every word, right? Now, what he's done with The Given is he's got this incredible story all about the Salem witch trials. And it's really interesting what he talks about. And, you know, it's the sort of thing that you want to talk about in a scary routine. You know, a lot of the time when you think about Halloween, it's telling people scary stories. And that's what this is. But the actual trick that's attached to it is amazing. A lot of the time, Not with the tricks on this list, but a lot of the time when you see people doing Halloween or scary type tricks, it's a story and the trick is not very good, but it's considered good because of the story. With this, with the Given, the trick is absolutely amazing. The magical content is fantastic. They're making all of the choices, and in essence, they sort these cards out with different pictures of witches on, or different names of witches. They, they end up spelling out. You should go and watch a performance of it. It's really good. But not only is the story good, but the magic is really good as well. And it's one of my favorite Halloween tricks to do. Now, you can get it directly from Alakazam, even though it's a Jamie Dawes trick. I think you can get it from Jamie's website as well, but I do believe it was created or published by Alakazam Magic. But either way, you want to get hold of it. It's amazing. It's another perfect example of Jamie's genius when it comes to Halloween and spooky style magic. So yeah, it's called The Given, and you can get it directly from Jamie or Alakazam. Okay, so next up we have another Jamie Dawes trick. I told you this is going to be the Jamie show. We've got another Jamie Dawes trick, and this is called the Clown. Now, the Clown he brought out a couple of years ago, and this trick is less of a story trick, although there is a story attached to it. This trick literally serves one purpose, which is to scare the crap out of your spectator. I don't want to tell you too much about it, because if you've never seen it, the first time that you go and watch it, you're going to be scared. You really are. But it involves a balloon, it involves a card with a picture of a clown on it. I'm not going to tell you any more, but if you've ever seen it, then this is going to scare the absolute living bejeebers out of you. It's a really great trick, and I don't want to tell you too much about it, because if you've never seen it performed, the first time you see it performed, it will scare you. You will scream. And Jamie talks about this. He's like, the reason for performing this is to get that person to scream, which is what you want with a scary trick. It's what you want for a Halloween trick. And it's very simple. It's very direct. When I remember first learning this, and I was reading it and watching it, and I was learning it, and I was like, this is so ridiculously simple. This is probably one of the most simple things that I've ever read. But simplicity is the key with this routine. It's not difficult to do. It's very easy to do, which allows you to focus on the presentation. And it's perfect for walk around. It's also perfect for parlor. It's also perfect for stage. It works in so many different environments. It's called The Clown, and it's by Jamie Dawes, and you can pick it up from Jamie's website. Okay, so next we're going to be talking about another trick that you can get from Penguin Magic. I believe Penguin have the rights to it, but it might be available from a bunch of different places as well. And it's called Freak 2.0 by Will Houston. Now, this kind of falls under the same style of magic as Blockhead and, like a single needle and thread and eye candy and those sort of things. It's just kind of a geeky thing that you can do that's going to make people scream and run away. Now, there's a very good chance you've seen this. What Freak 2.0 is it's the version, it's the follow-up of the original Freak. So Will Houston, many years ago, brought out Freak. Freak 2.0 is kind of the evolution of that, and it's more phases and it's even more impressive. But it's the idea of taking a finger and taking your little finger and bending it and making it look like you're completely breaking your finger, and then actually kind of having it go, back to normal. And you can shrink it, and you can extend it, and you can make it sound like you've broken it. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that's going on there. But every single time I've seen this performed to lay people, they wince, they look away. It looks horrible. And every time I look at it, I look away. Even though I know how it works, every single time I see somebody do this, I can't look at it, because one of the biggest fears I have are permanently breaking my hands. As a magician, that's something that I don't want to have happen. So when I see this trick being done, it freaks me out really, really badly. Which I think is the point. That's why it's called Freak, right? But if you're wanting to, and it's not even that difficult to learn. I haven't learned all of the phases because it's not the sort of thing that I would do, to be perfectly honest. I remember getting it and learning a few of the different phases and basically freaking myself out watching myself doing it. And it's not something that I've ever done, but it's something that I would more than happily do for the right time, right crowd. But if you're looking for that spooky, not spooky, but like that trick that's going to make people just look away and scream, this is definitely the one you want to go for. This is called Freak 2.0 by Will Houston. Okay, so in second place, we're back with Jamie Dawes. In second place, we've got Float by Jamie Dawes, which is one of his newest tricks. He brought this out at the Blackpool Magic Convention, or maybe, not Blackpool, sorry, at the Magic Circle Convention, maybe just before the Magic Circle Convention. And Ryland is somebody who's done this an awful lot now. He's done it on his Instagram. What it is, it's one of Jamie's best tricks, in my opinion. And it's so practical, it really is. But because of the props that you're using, it will play to a massive audience, but it's instantly reset and it fits in your pocket. I mean, it's great. The idea is that you bring out a poster and you bring out a Polaroid picture. And the Polaroid picture is just a picture of a balloon, a red balloon, I believe. Is it a picture of a red balloon? Yeah, it's a picture of, it's just a Polaroid picture. So they hold on to it in between their hands and you show this poster. You open up the poster and you show it, and it's a promotional poster for it. It's got Pennywise the Clown on it right there, front and centre, and it says underneath, "Where's the clown?" And you show the poster and you talk about it and you talk about the film it and who Pennywise is. You close the poster up and you talk about the strap line, "Where's the clown?" And then when you open up this poster back up again now, the picture of Pennywise the Clown has gone. And then they look in their hand and it's there in their hand. On the picture, on the Polaroid that they've been holding on to. And then you just take everything back, you put it in your pocket, and you're instantly reset, ready for the next performance. I mean, it's great. And if you're doing big tables, it's perfect for a big table because it's so visual, but there's not really any angle issues to deal with either, especially if you're holding the poster close to your body. So it's really great. I think it's my favorite Jamie Dawes trick, and I'm a huge Jamie Dawes fan, so that's saying a big thing, but I think it's my favorite Jamie Dawes trick. So you've got there in second place in second place you've got Float by Jamie Dawes. Again, it's available from Jamie's website directly. Now, before we go into first place, I'm going to give a shout out to a few tricks that I almost made the list but didn't. The Web by Jim Pace. I don't want to talk about Jim Pace at all for obvious reasons, but the Web was a great trick. And then the reimagining of the Web called Boris the Spider was great. I have a version of the Web and Boris the Spider using friction pen and using a coin on shoulder methodology that I actually published on the Net Tricks. That's a really great version of it as well. There's a bunch of great tricks that are designed to scare and spook your audiences. But in first place, I'm going to put a trick that's going to be released in the next week or two. Now, depending on when this video goes up, it might have been released already. If it hasn't, it's going to be released in the next few days because it needs to go up and be available to purchase before Halloween. And I'm talking about Monsters by Myself. So again, I know that there's going to be people that are going to be watching this list and they're going to go, oh, hang on a minute, he's put his own trick at number one. Why? Two reasons. One, I think it's the best Halloween trick out there, which is why I've been doing it for the last year, since before Halloween 2022. But two, you know, I believe in my own products, and I'd be slightly hypocritical if I had a trick that I didn't think made a list of the scariest tricks of all time when it's designed to be a scary trick. But it's only my opinion. So what is Monsters? Well, it's another one of my projects, right? And what you get is you get 21 cards that were, and this is through Alakazam. This is an Alakazam trick. You get 21 cards. And a percentage of them, I think 16 of them, have pictures of some of the most iconic movie characters of all time. It's meant to look like a Halloween card game. So you've got Pennywise the Clown on there. You've got Leatherface. You've got Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. You've got Reagan McNeil from The Exorcist. You've got the Invisible Man. You've got a zombie from sort of like the Walking Dead style franchise. So you've got a whole bunch of different monsters. And then on the project, there's 9 19 routines. I believe there's 19 routines included. And I talk about how you can do each individual trick as a one-off trick, or you can do them as a set, a little bit like what I did with Cube 52. So you can construct like a 20-25 minute set with just these cards, or if you want to, you can just do this one trick or the other trick, and there's a bunch of principles built into them. So first of all, the cards are all examinable, but they're marked in a very, very, very special way that you can see from the other side of the room, which is amazing. The backs of the cards are not only marked, and they'll never see the marks in a million years. Even if they're a magician, they do the riffle test, they're still not going to be able to see the marks. But not only that, they're cribbed as well, because if you want to, you can have this in a stack. You don't have to have it in a stack. It doesn't have to be in a stack. It can be in a loose order. But the backs of the cards give you the crib as well as actually giving you the marks. And then you get extra cards. We've built, because it's meant to look like a card game, you actually have these extra cards as well that tell you who the scariest villain of all, the scariest character was, the scariest monster, the most evil monster, you know, the hardest to kill, stuff like that. We've built the binary principle into this card, into this set as well. And there's so many things that you can do. So many routines, and all of them are designed to have that spooky style feel to them, and they're great props to hold. My hope is that people will get these and they'll use them to create their own routines, because once you realize what you've got here, you'll realize that there's an absolute metric ton of material that you can do. Like, I've been working with these since last Halloween. It's always been a goal of mine to have a Halloween trick. If you think back to when I bought Elf out at Christmas last year, it was my goal to have a Christmas trick. I've always wanted a Halloween trick. So this is my Halloween trick. And the hilarious thing is that I've been working with it all year round. And it's tricks like this are perfect because people watch scary movies all year round. So a trick like this, lots of the tricks on the list will work all year round, because, you know, you bring up, hey, who likes scary movies? Oh, what's your favorite scary movie? Well, let me tell you about my favorite scary movie, and boom, you're into it. It's a great hook, whether you're using it in the summer, using it in January, or using it around about Halloween time. But it's especially cool at Halloween because it allows you to theme everything that you're doing to a Halloween theme. And the nice thing about this is all of the tricks work. You're in instant reset with pretty much all of the tricks, which means that you can literally spend all night at an event, spend 10 minutes working this trick at each table, and you can do a completely different performance at each table. There's so much material on the project. So if you like the type of magic that I do, and you like the fact that when I bring something out, it's got literally everything in it, and every thought that I've ever had, and all of the different, and I've built so many principles into it, you're going to love this. So it's coming and dropping soon. It might already be out by the time this list drops. If not, there'll definitely be a live launch on it coming soon from Alakazam. So keep an eye on their socials. But it's called Monsters by myself and Alakazam. And honestly, I think it's the best Halloween trick, the best spooky magic trick, the best scariest magic trick that you'll ever see. So there you go, guys. That's another video in the bag. There you go. The scariest magic tricks of all time. All designed for close-up. These are all tricks that are designed specifically for close-up. If you look back at the list, these are all close-up tricks. I might do another one of these lists in the next week or two. That's stage magic and all of the scariest stage magic routines of all time. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with another video. And don't forget, if you want to join the Net Tricks, where there is a ton of Halloween style scary magic on there as well, please do so. Just go to www.thenettricks.com and you can go and see what all the fuss is about. Go check out the Discord, go check out all the routines, the Sleight School, all the online courses, absolutely everything. The Net Tricks is awesome. Anyway, I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.